Okay, first I'm say all praises, glory and honor to Yahweh Bashim Al Shah Bashim Gakudash. You devil on this field, this possible and teacher, great Muslim, if I learn the truth, I'll say Shalom to the hopeful like of Israel. I didn't mean to do that, but let me see here. I'm going to send this on the idea of civil war. And I was just watching this video with this guy, Edomite. You know, there are plenty of Edomites that are talking about this, you know. Plenty of, these different polls and people who once supported Trump are now hate him or are looking at him sideways, still supporting, but are wondering what the fuck he's doing. And I believe that they just voted to whatever dispute they have going on. I think it was some type of funding with some shit was going on. They actually just opened up the government, you know, so apparently everything's going to be moving forward. Now the damage is already done, and you know, we'll just see what goes on from there. But I think the most money the government has lost in a government shutdown is like a trillion or a couple $1 billion. And this is the longest government shutdown in history. So you can only imagine how much money has been lost. But you had some looting, some of those things going on. But obviously, if the holidays passed and, you know, the snow dropped, then people were going to be up Shit's Creek and there was going to be a lot more mayhem. But you have this, everybody hates the government. The government hates everybody else. And, you know, you have this whole thing with apparently, Politic Jesus was fucking murked, and that was what the guy was talking about, how this guy got murked by a supposedly a leftist, which he's probably a sacrifice, to be honest with you. But and the right, the guy was mentioning how he was concerned about how the right was going to respond. And, you know, you have all of these things finally actually showing themselves, because everybody, for the most part, was pacified because they were getting money. And they were distracted because people don't fucking like each other. People never gave a fuck about each other. Right? But now, you know, tensions are rising and people are pretty much getting squeezed from all fucking directions. And just like how you saw on social media, what were niggas talking about? Stealing from people, stealing from their neighbors. And you have this whole political, ideological divide, so much to the point to where you have people that are willing to to murder one another. And that's the current state of America. You know, and I really have one scripture, if the Lord gives me more, then obviously we'll get to that. But, you know, Satan's kingdom is, if it's divided, it can't stand. Because, like, you know, our kingdom is an example. The black community is an example, you know. The black community is an absolute fucking shit show. Why? It's because there's division everywhere. Niggas plotting on each other left and fucking right and center. In America, the same way. Niggas plotting on each other. You know, all types of fucking rivalries and disdain and hatred with one another. Whether it be a corporate factory job, or whether it be, you know, niggas at the grocery store. So I get some dumbass, did some dumb shit. Fuckers can't drive. But people have no problem with killing each other for less than a can of beans. For looking at each other wrong. And this is prophesied to happen. You know, the division in America. For whatever reason. Because obviously we're not giving intricate details or giving major plot points. The Lord's going to have it happen. He's going to have something happen to where all these, you know, prophecies are going to pop off, and the vision is one of them. And, you know, this whole government shutdown, because the thing opened back up, if I'm not mistaken, today, or yes, I think it was today. This is a birth pain. You know, things didn't end here, but this is a birth pain. You know, and as you see, these events that continue to happen, they keep getting worse. For example, the government shutdown. This is the longest one in the U.S. history. think it's like 40, 41 days. And even with that, you know, those benefits are probably going to be delayed even further. But, you know, everything opened back up. And the economy lost a lot of fucking money. People get, especially a lot of the nigger women, getting put out of fucking jobs. People on drugs. People going in debt to buy fast fucking food. Buy now, pay later, Klarna on fast food. It is an absolute fucking shit show. It's Matthew 12 and 25. And the government like this can't continue. It can't. A nation like in this state, it literally can't continue moving forward. It literally can't. Like, it's going to buckle under its own fucking, under the weight of its own fucking debt. It quite literally can't continue moving forward. You know, that's why, you know, like, you know, with all the signs going on, say, and even niggas in the economy say that America is fucking finished. Because what? Not only the economy, but also when you go into the whole spirit of America, that's because, like, you got your fucking evil ass forefathers that believe in freedom and liberty for all Edomites. But that whole, you know, that whole unified fucking Edomite spirit, that shit is going down the fucking drain. This is Matthew 12 and 24. And it's a beautiful thing. Like I said, it's 25 and 7. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Why? Because in order to have a kingdom, you need to have a people of one, united under one mind. But now that you have people, for example, you know, the whole social thing, right? Because the big thing now when it comes to so-called dating is whores selling what they have between their legs. And they've been doing this, they actually started doing this a couple years ago. But now it's just now coming out as a big thing. As far as like what they call luxury dating, monetized dating. It's just a bunch of young whores selling what they have between their legs. But now, economy as bad as it is, you have and what is that? What is that? That's women no longer wanting to have families. And what does that lead to? Low birth rates, no family. That also leads, because like you have a lot of punk simp niggas that all they do is they live for family relationships and to get fleeced by divorce court. But you know, they're looking for families, and what? That's fucking done. Because you're gonna, like, you need men and women in one agreement to have families. That's fucking done. You know, AI taking over all these fucking jobs. That's fucking done. That whole patriotic spirit, nobody wants to join the military. That's fucking done. Which is why they're like, what? They're replacing robots with everything. There's actually this robot that could cook and clean. I forgot the name of the company that showcased it, but there's an actual robot that they have, I think it's like 50 grand, that's doing actual housework. See, all those you know, man, I shouldn't even have to mention when it comes to religion. But the foundation, the Heavenly Father, just like how he smote Egypt with plagues, because he hit Egypt's foundation. And just like now with the foundational pillars of an economy, the Lord hit that shit from the root, and it just fell apart from the root on up. Once again, causing all of these different things to happen. For example, what was it? Like feminism, that shit fucking blossomed in a full-blown man hatred. You know, as an example. And now that, you know, you, like I said, I just named off, though, I just gave you the rundown of the whole shit with man hatred. Now they want to be equal to men, and now they just don't want to, you know, they don't want to have kids and marry, all that shit just down the fucking drain. And once again, you can't have a unified country without people, without families. You're just gonna have what you have right now, literally a bunch of people fucking and having kids. And that's not something that that's not sustainable. You know, especially when the vast majority of those people are, as they say, useless fucking eaters. And you're going to have what Esau is going to bring in his new, because under all of this, you have the so-called white man doing a controlled demolition of the nation to bring in his own new world order. Every kingdom that's divided against itself, and you know, once again, not just divided politically, but everybody looks at, in every aspect of life, in those foundational pillars of a nation, looks at each other as prey, as enemies. You know, even when it comes to business, all people care about is get one over on people. You know, to make a dollar. Relationships, you know, making money, or you know, getting as much, you know, sex out of somebody as they can, or whatever, as much benefit out of another person as they can. You know, companies the same way. You know, how can they exploit workers? What tools can they use to lessen their highest expense, which is people? I think Trump just introduced a fucking 50-year mortgage loan, which lower monthly payments, sure, but in the long run, that interest is going to be fucking crazy. Once again, and ultimately, only the banks and the government only stand to benefit off of that, because most people aren't going to be able to pay that along, because you have other things such as, you know, expenses, you know, utilities. Fucking repairs. Slocky. But that's an example of your government, you know, fucking preying on you. Because once again, they know people aren't going to be able to pay that shit back. But they said, fuck y'all anyway. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, that's what you see going on now. He is divided against himself, how then shall his kingdom stand? Because what? This is supposedly founded off of white, Puritan Christian values. And those values go down the fucking drain, then what are you going to do? But let me see. No, that was pretty much the point. Slacky if I ran it, but I wanted to make sure the point, you know, everything was explained properly. But no, hope is edifying. All praises, glory, and honor. How about Shema Shabbat Shem Gakadash? The Ron says, "Father and teacher, great meal, something like true. I want to hopefully is instruction about great America."